Hope you guys are doing well. I had to pray before I started this live. Okay. I went into prayer. Okay. And I also brought the good old book, right? I want to talk about the gatekeepers. And when I opened my book, it took me to the wisdom of Solomon. And a lot of us know who Solomon was, right? Solomon, hold on, let me get this out. Just give me a minute, you guys. I hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's truly doing well. Just give me a minute. Okay. Give me a minute, you guys. Give me a minute. Just give me a minute. So I can get into this, okay? I was taking notes because I was receiving messages. But I had to get down and pray, okay? And also, I brought out the book, okay? The good old book. If you guys need to stay hydrated out here, okay? As soon as I opened the book, it took me to the book of the wisdom of Solomon. So just give me a minute, you guys. I thank you guys for being here. I thank you guys for subscribing to my channel. Hit that like button. If you're new, I welcome you here into my space. Truly, I welcome you into my space, okay? Okay, just give me a minute. I have to drink a lot. It's really hot, you guys. It's been hot everywhere, okay? So, someone told me to get my book, and it took me this one out. Hold on, you guys. Nagy, you guys, I'm burning frankincense and myrrh, okay? Frankincense, okay? Frankincense and myrrh. Okay, you guys can burn this. This is what they burn in a lot of places, okay? I burn frankincense and myrrh, okay? It went out. So what I'm burning today is frankincense and myrrh. Can you just like that? Thank you. Okay. So I want to talk about the wisdom of Solomon, and then I'm going to go straight into this. Because a lot of people don't know about this. Okay, a lot of us have been deceived out here. Okay, truly deceived. Trickery. Okay. Now, in a lot of cultures, you guys gotta understand, and I say this all the time, and especially the Caribbean culture and the African culture, they talk to their ancestors, okay? And I also talk to my ancestors, okay? It's not bad. It's not of the devil, okay? You hear that click? It's like talking straight to Yeshua himself, okay? Straight to the source. I go straight to the source, okay? I don't go around. I go straight to the source, okay? Now, let's talk about the wisdom of Solomon. Now, I've talked about Solomon, and I'll always talk about Solomon for some reason, because Solomon had a lot of wisdom, okay? And a lot of you guys out here are getting wisdom, okay, on things that you have been deceived, okay? Also, you got to understand, we have lived many lifetimes, okay? So we carry those things from our past life to the present moment, okay? And then on to the next, okay? But we learn certain lessons, okay? So your things that you have learned, have you been taught from your ancestors? Your past life, that fear comes with you into your next life if you don't heal those things, okay? So let's he's relighting the mirth and frankincense. Wow, thank you. That looks like I'm going out to eat or something. Okay, so I have it burning here. So you can buy mirth and frankincense, and I just take a feather. Okay. They burn this in a lot, like a lot of churches burn incense, and most of the times they're using myrrh and frankincense. I prefer myrrh and frankincense. Santo Pablo, well, yeah, Santo Pablo. I always say it wrong. Pablo Santo, Santo Pablo, and sage. I like cedar. Cedar is good for cleansing. Okay. Now, cedar and sage. You mix the cedar and sage. Okay. So let's get straight into Solomon. Okay. I don't know why I'm being brought to Solomon, and I've been being brought to scripture a lot these days. Okay. So I'm trying to make it bigger because it's so small and I can't read without my glasses. So God gave Solomon wisdom and understanding, right? Beyond measure. Okay. Solomon only had one wish. His only wish was to have wisdom. Okay. And you guys can read this, and it's called the book of Solomon, the book of wisdom, and that's the book of Solomon, because Solomon had true wisdom. Okay, people came near and far to get this wisdom from Solomon, right? So so and you can find this in Kings 1 verse 4 through 29. Okay, God Yeshua gave Solomon wisdom and understanding beyond measure. Okay. And it's interesting because wisdom, a lot of people don't have wisdom. Okay. A lot of us think we have wisdom and we don't have wisdom. Okay. I seen this woman, I think it was 2 days ago. She was walking, and it's been like 100 degrees out here, you guys. And I don't know why I had to talk about this woman. And I looked in her eyes, right? And you know, they say the eyes are key to the soul. She was a Caribbean woman, and she was walking, and it was 100 and something degrees out. And I started talking to her. You guys, I run across people all the time. You can learn from people. And I offered her something to drink, okay? And I asked her why she was walking. I straight up asked her, okay? She lives with her daughter, and you could tell she's really struggling. So a lot of you guys, a lot of people out here are struggling, okay? Because of the corruption, okay? And this is what I'm going to talk about. The wisdom of Solomon, okay? And a lot of us are going to be getting this kind of wisdom. A lot of us are getting this wisdom, okay? So I'm not going to go too deep about Solomon. You can read about Solomon. I love the book of Solomon and the book of Enoch. I like a lot of books, but you learn a lot, okay? People don't think you won't learn from this book, but you actually learn a lot from this book, okay? So I looked in this woman's eyes, and it was so interesting because they say the eyes are the key to the soul. The eyes are truly the key to the soul, you guys. Truly the key to the soul. The eyes, okay? The eyes. This woman has so much wisdom, okay? So much wisdom. And I just would start talking to her. I don't know why. I was just led to talk to her, okay? And we got done talking. I gave her water, and you could tell she was struggling. She said her husband left her. She had a stroke, and she said she was telling me the church she goes to. It doesn't matter if you go to church. You can pray at home, okay? A lot of times in church they put fear. Okay, nothing of Yeshua is fear. Okay, so she was telling me her church that she's goes to, and I told her I'll pray for her, and she said she'll pray for me. Okay, but I could tell in her eyes she had a lot of wisdom. Okay, a lot of wisdom, and it reminded me of the Book of Solomon. Okay, and that little short period of time that me and her talked, this woman I could tell had wisdom, and I have been coming across a lot of people like this. Okay, some people have wisdom, some people don't. Okay, we're always learning and we're always evolving. Okay, but I could tell right off the bat this woman had a lot of wisdom. Okay, she had a story. We all have a story. We all have a story. Okay, so I'm just gonna go in a little bit about the gifts Yeshua gave Solomon, okay? Because he's giving a lot of you guys the same gifts, okay? So, Solomon was promised wisdom, riches, honor, and a long life if he would continue in righteousness before Yeshua. The promise was fulfilled during his life. Solomon became famous for his wisdom, okay? Now, which is the most famous story about the wisdom of Solomon is the judgment of Solomon, okay? Because Solomon was judged too, okay? We all will be judged out here, okay? So the judgment of Solomon is a story from the Hebrew Bible in which King Solomon of Israel ruled between two women, both claiming to be the mother of a child. Solomon revealed their true feelings and their relationship to the child by suggesting to cut the baby in two, which each woman to receive half. Now, I don't want to go into deep about that. What he was actually trying to do was when you have a child, because both women was claiming the same child, okay? But he knew if he said that, the real mother would step up, okay? This is deep, okay? Y'all can read about it. A well-known example of Solomon's wisdom is his judgment and despite over the identity of the actual mother of an infant child, okay? Solomon offered to split the living child in half, okay? Understanding that the true mother would prefer to lose her son to another woman than have him killed, okay? That was true wisdom, okay? Because a real mother is not going to have her child killed. A real mother is going to say, okay, you can just take this child, okay? So that's how he knew who the real mother was, okay? So he was testing the spirit of the mothers, the two mothers, because the two mothers were coming forward and saying, this was my child, okay? So the one woman said, no, 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 no. So Solomon said, okay, since you both are claiming this child, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to split this living child in half, okay? And the one mother said, no, she can have this child. Don't do that. That was a true mother of this child, okay? Because she was willing to give her child away so this child would not be hurt, okay? That's the kind of wisdom that Solomon had, okay? Now there's many scriptures on Solomon. You guys can read that if you want. And it's interesting when you read the wisdom of Solomon, it talks about the heart, the ma'at, heart, okay? It says, love righteous, your rulers of the earth. Think of Yeshua with uprightness and seek him with sincerity of the heart, the ma'at, heart, okay? Because he is found by those who do not put him to the test and manifest himself to those who do not distrust him. For preserved thoughts separate men from gods. The gods are false, you guys. Okay? A lot of people will proclaim themselves to be gods. These are the gatekeepers. Okay? This is why I want to talk about the gatekeepers. Okay? So many of them will profess that they are gods. Okay. So he will separate the men from the gods. The gods are they're false. Okay. The men are real. So he had to separate each of them. Okay. So he had to test their spirit. Okay. The gods wanted greed, wealth, okay, control, fear, all that. You guys can read this if you want. It's in the Wisdom of Solomon, and you can go to chapter 1, and he talks about what's happening right now on at this time, okay, the present moment. So let's get into this. So I titled the video Gatekeeper for a reason. Hold on. So if we look up the word itself, gatekeeper, okay, so I'm going to look the word up, gatekeeper, and I have wrote a whole bunch of things down. Gatekeeper, and if you look up gatekeeper, and I'm going to explain what gatekeeper means, because we had a celebrity for entertainment purposes talk about the gatekeepers, and I want to tell you what he was actually saying, okay? His name is Ice Cube, okay, Ice Cube. So let's go into the gatekeepers meaning. So if you Google the word gatekeeper, okay, the gatekeeper is the attendant employed to control who goes through the gates, okay? Fans had to show the gatekeepers their vaccination record and matching ID to get into the stadium. A person or a thing that controls accesses to something, okay? So a gatekeeper is somebody that controls access to something, okay? So what is the access of this realm? Wealth. This is what they think is wealth, okay? And knowledge, because we all have knowledge, okay? They're like the 33s think that they are the only people that can have this knowledge, but we all have this knowledge. We all have true discernment, okay? We all can have that true knowledge and true discernment. We have to seek and find it, and you shall have it, okay? Where you come in with a pure intention, a pure heart, that ma'at heart, okay? So the gatekeepers of the Bible. Let's talk about the gatekeepers of the Bible, and then we'll talk about the gatekeepers of this dimension, okay? So if you go to the gatekeepers of the biblical sense, okay, the gatekeepers especially have the Yeshua given ability to generate wealth, okay, and funnel assets into the gospel. They stand in the kingdom of Yeshua, God's place in the marketplace of the world. They take hold of material resources and bring them into Yeshua's kingdom. Okay? So that's basically what a gatekeeper is. A gatekeeper is somebody that generates wealth or funnels access into the words. The gospel is the words, okay, that are spoken. Okay? And they take hold of the material resource and bring them into this kingdom, into this dimension, into this realm, okay? So this is what basically the gatekeepers are. Now there's gatekeepers in all realms. As above, so below, okay? In higher realms, lower realms, there's gatekeepers, okay? So this is what he was saying, okay? It's wealth. This is what Ice Cube was talking about. This is why he called them the gatekeepers. And I have called them the gatekeepers too. But they're not true gatekeepers. Okay, they're false, fake, frauds, okay? But in order to keep people enslaved mentally, okay, mentally, is through the wealth. And they understood this. They understand this knowledge, okay? So what does the gatekeepers mean in spirituality? A gate is an exit or entry point. There are two types of gates, the physical and the spiritual gate, okay? Every physical gate has a corresponding spiritual gate. before you conquer a physical gate, you have to conquer the spiritual gate. Okay? And they know this. Okay? Before you conquer a physical gate, you have to conquer the spiritual gate. Okay? Upon every gate, there are strong men. Okay? So they know this knowledge. Okay? So this is why they're trying to conquer both the spiritual and the physical. Okay? The spiritual is our conscious, our subconscious, and our unconscious. Okay? The physical is the material wealth. The powder. My daughter's like, okay? So the spiritual is the conscious, unconscious, and subconscious. The physical is the material, the money. Okay? The money. Ashe, ashe. So this is what gatekeeper actually means. Okay? Somebody to conquer the physical, okay? The physical and the spiritual gates, okay? You can Google this yourself, okay? This is access to anybody, okay? So a gate is a exit and entry point. So when you look at, so when they say this in the spiritual realm, the exit and entry point is when we come in and when we come out, okay, of realms, okay? You have to come in, you got to enter, and you have to exit, okay? So there's two types of gates, the physical and the spiritual gate, okay? The physical gate is the material, wealth, the cash, okay? The spiritual is the conscious, subconscious, and unconscious, okay? That's basically what that means, okay? So they have to get to your subconscious, they have to get to your conscious, and they have to get to your unconscious mind, okay? And that's through TV, that's through phones, that's through the establishment, okay? Now, the physical would be your money, the cash, okay? That 9 to 5, them paying them taxes, okay? That's the physical, okay? Even the physical could be illness, like pharmaceuticals companies making money off of people's illnesses, okay? So that could be also physical, okay? Think about it, okay? So that's basically what it means, okay? Now, what are the duties of a gatekeeper, okay? There's duties to these gatekeepers, okay? A gatekeeper's duty is primarily to manage patients' treatment, okay? This means that the gatekeeper is in charge of authorizing the patient's referrals, hospital labs, and studies, okay? So basically, they are a bunch of people that are part of the establishment that believe they're the true gatekeepers of this realm, okay? And they're not, okay? This is why Ice Cube, and I'm going to go to Ice Cube because Ice Cube made a video and I watched it, okay? I watched it and I listened, okay? And they call themselves the gatekeepers. Truly, they call themselves the gatekeepers, okay? Wow. So they know that the reason they call themselves gatekeepers is because they know and they have the ability to generate wealth, okay, and funnel access. But the access is that they're funneling through is through corruption and theft, okay, theft and corruption. That's what they're doing, okay. So they think they have a stronghold, but they don't. They really don't. They don't. So let's go to, I want to go to, I'm telling you guys, The Wisdom of Solomon is a book you got to read. Okay. So I wrote some things down while I was watching the video with Ice Cube. They really do call themselves the gatekeepers. So, hold on. So, it's interesting that Ice Cube did a video, right? And he talked about how he is going to expose the gatekeepers. And what he meant by exposing the gatekeepers is telling people what they're really doing out here. Okay. And this is what I got. This is what I was what I started writing. Okay. Because this is how I process. Because I get so much, you guys, that I have to write to process it sometimes. So what's interesting was I got Pizzagate, Watergate, and Oceangate. Pizzagate, Oceangate, and Watergate. Okay? When you hear those three things, now we know that the Titanic, the people that just went out there, a lot of things, you guys, I'm starting to believe a lot of things, like, a lot of things we're seeing I'm telling you guys, straight up, it's illusion out here, okay? You don't even know the truth from lies, because there's so many lies on top of lies on top of lies. Like Pinocchio, his nose would be so damn long by touching my nose all the way to that wall by now, okay? And this is what Ice Cube was talking about, is he's going to expose the gatekeepers, okay? He knew about these gatekeepers. Everybody knows about these gatekeepers, okay? Now, these gatekeepers are not just the elites, okay? They're also politicians, okay? Some of these people might be your average Joe out here making millions of dollars, okay? Just saying. But, and why I was pulling Ice Cube, Eazy-E was coming through, okay? Eazy-E. Some of you guys may know who Eazy-E is. Some of you guys may not know who Eazy-E is. And it's interesting how they give these things names, okay? Like Pizzagate, Watergate, Oceangate. You guys can Google that on your own time, okay? But Ice Cube was part of a group, okay? And this is interesting what Eazy-E said before his crossing, okay? Before his passing, okay? This was so interesting. When I actually seen this, I was like shocked, okay? You guys remember NWA, right? NWA was a group, and I'm going to say for entertainment purposes. Ice Cube, okay, was a part of this group, NWA, and the abbreviations stand for niggas with an attitude, okay? The music was very, at that time, like if we would listen to that music energetically, it would, you got to understand, music is frequency, okay? So this would dim the frequency, okay? The minds of the youth, okay? And their audience were mostly Black Americans, okay? So they knew what audience to target, okay? And they know it was sound and frequency, okay? Because sound, frequency, all that affects your conscious, your unconscious, and your subconscious, okay? So I was being brought to Eazy-E. So this is a picture of Eazy-E. I'm going to show you a picture of him. Okay, he has crossed over. All right. Now, Eazy-E is very interesting. There's a conspiracy surrounding his death, his actual crossing, okay? Now, this was a group of 3 individuals, okay? Ice Cube, Eazy, and there was somebody else, okay? I don't know the other guy's name, okay? But I was drawn to Eazy-E when Ice Cube was speaking, surrounding his death, okay? Because I remember when I heard about his death, right? And I'm like, even back then, I was like, nah, this doesn't make sense, okay? But do I feel like Ice Cube is in danger? Anybody that speaks the truth is in danger, okay? Um, a lot of people have been taken out for speaking their truth, okay? So that's just the way it is, okay? But things are changing. The tides are changing, okay? They're definitely changing, okay? You know, it's interesting how all these people for so long did not speak their truth, okay? Were they afraid to speak their truth? Yeah, they were afraid. You know, did a lot of them have the strength to go against the establishment? Yeah, you know, you have one person going against the establishment, and they know that once they go against them, they're marked. Okay, they're basically marked. Okay, so you got a lot of that going on. So, but now is a time where there's a collective elevation of our subconscious, conscious, and unconscious, where collectively we're all collectively raising that unconscious, subconscious, and unconscious, subconscious, and conscious. Okay, so let's talk about Easy. The wisdom of Solomon is interesting, because a lot of us out here have true wisdom. Okay, what we do with it is what we do with it. Wow. So the music industry has really honed in frequency, how to use it. Yes. They manipulate the frequency. Yes. Frequency, you guys understand frequency, you can manipulate, okay, the mind, the subconscious, the unconscious, and the subconscious, unconscious, and consciousness of somebody's mind with music, with sound. Okay? Yes. Yes, Travis, that incident that happened when those people died, that was a ritual. Mary, that was a ritual. With Travis Scott, that was a ritual. Okay? Yeah, he should have been charged. See, they've been getting away with so much, you guys. He should have been charged. That was a ritual. What you seen actually on TV when those people were getting stumped over and stuff, I would have been suing. If that was my child, I mean, to be honest, I always tell my children about music because even my grandchildren, right? I knew that because it's called a festival. Yes, yes, to feed the beast. Okay, whoever they bow down to, and the beast is not Yeshua. Okay, trust what I'm telling you. The beast that they serve, the God they serve, is Balaam. Okay, he goes by many names. Okay, yes. Okay, so this is who they serve. Okay, a false god. Okay, and they will go. When they will go with their false god. Trust and believe what I say. Okay. So I always tell my children and my grandchildren about music because music is frequency. The music you listen to. You guys, I listen to all kinds of music. I like jazz music. I like blues music. I like gospel music. But you gotta listen to the words too, because words is interesting. It's not just the frequency and the sound, it's also the words. Okay, the words. All right. So you got to listen to all that, what you put in your mind. Okay, and they know this knowledge. These so-called gatekeepers. Okay, because they're not really gatekeepers. Okay, they think they're gatekeepers, but they're not gatekeepers. Okay, and what's happening is a lot of things are going to be exposed. Okay, Ice Cube, you know, there's something going to be coming out, and I told you guys in September, October, about one. I see about 2, 3 people, as far as the entertainment world. Michael Jackson. So yeah, so there's some things that are going to be coming out, okay? And so anyways, so the group was called NWA, and it's interesting because I was pulling on Eazy-E's energy, right? So this is why they call this is why they call themselves the gatekeeper. Okay, this is why Ice Cube was saying um acknowledge them as the gatekeepers, because they call themselves the gatekeepers, but they're not the true gatekeepers. Okay, so I was pulling on Eazy's energy. So his death, you guys, if you notice a lot of people's deaths, there's always some kind of like it doesn't, you can't even make it up. Okay, it's like in a hotel, or what's the other ones they say, suicide. I mean, it's just crazy. Okay, and for a long time people were not really awoke, their conscious and subconscious and unconscious mind. And now people are like, okay, these conspiracy theorists are not crazy. Okay, they're speaking the truth. Okay, so he was a part of this group, Eazy-E. Now, what I got from him, this is what I got from him. Okay, I wrote this down. He died from AIDS. Okay, and induced pneumonia. Okay, now when I see him, and I was seeing him when Ice Cube was speaking, okay, on the metaphysical, the spiritual realm, I see him in this hospital bed, right? But it's interesting what he says to people when he got this diagnosed, okay? But let's go back, because he was bringing me back, and then he was showing me the hospital bed, okay? So they said he died from AIDS and induced pneumonia, okay? 1 month after his diagnosis. So 1 month after he was diagnosed for having AIDS and pneumonia, he passed over. He crossed. Okay, this is what he was showing me. Okay, but this is not what he's telling me. Okay, this is what he's showing me that the world is saying. Okay, the gatekeepers are saying, but it's not true. Okay. Now it's interesting. His last words were really interesting. Okay. You guys can Google this. Now, I'm going to say this was his last words, okay? He died at an intensive care unit at Cedar-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles. They need to reopen his death, okay? Yes, they need to reopen. So many deaths they would have to reopen, you guys. This is crazy, okay? He says this, okay? He says, I am not religious, but wrong or right. That's me, okay? I'm not saying this because I'm looking for a soft cushion wherever I'm heading. I just feel, because he didn't know, this is interesting. I just feel I got thousands of young fans who have to learn about what's real when it comes to AIDS, okay? I've learned in the last week that this is the thing that is real, and it doesn't discriminate. It affects everybody, and HIV AIDS does affect everybody. But I don't want to get too deep in the actual AIDS, HIV, whatever. But it's interesting. There's still people still alive that have HIV, like Magic Johnson, and this video is for entertainment purposes. Okay, and also there's somebody else that plays for the Utah Jazz. Okay, so there's people still living with this virus. Okay, with this thing. Okay. But it's interesting. This is what I was getting from him. Okay, he was diagnosed the month before his crossing, okay, with the AIDS and the pneumonia, okay? But that's not what he's showing me, okay? This is interesting. Okay, so this is what he's bringing me to. Now, he was 31 years old at the time of his death. Um, and it has been decades since his crossing, since his passing. Um, and the when they had this group, it was the if you listen to the lyrics, it was really some of the lyrics were not good, but they were talking. They ha- they signed a contract. Okay, they signed a contract. Okay, but it was interesting. The contract that they signed was with Suge Knights. Okay, now we all know about Suge Knights of Death Row Records, and also he was also had a contract with It's called Ruthless Records. Okay, this is interesting. Okay, but and Dre, it was Dre, Ice Cube, and Easy. Thank you, ancestors. Wow. Mm-mm-mm. The lies, the lies. So he passed away after 1 month. Um, but that's not what he's showing me. Okay. There's contracts that they have to sign. Okay. Um, Now I'm walking through the hospital because when Ice Cube was actually talking, I was pulling Easy E's energy. Okay. I didn't listen to their music, okay, but I heard some of their music. I think one of their songs um is on Boys in the Hood, okay. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Um, but one of their songs I think is the Boys in the Hood, the movie Boys in the Hood, and they were talking about like the lifestyle growing up, poor in these environments. And you gotta understand the environment is also physical. So let's go back to the wisdom of Solomon, okay, the wisdom of us as a collective, okay, that have this wisdom. So if you can control an environment, the environment is actual what? Physical, right? The environment, okay? So you're in the environment, the picture. Wow. He's like talk, talk, talk. Okay. Now, we know a lot of these people, yes, Jerry Heller. It was Jerry Heller and Suge Knight. Suge Knight was also, okay. Suge Knight made money off of them. And Jerry Heller, and it was somebody else. Let me tell you the guy's name. Hold on, you guys. Let me find it. It was another guy's name too. It was Jerry Heller. Hold on, and I'll tell you the other guy's name. Let me find it. But he's walking me through this hospital. This is interesting. Okay. And his real name is Eric White. Wright. Eric Wright is his real name. He told the world he had AIDS in prepared statement where Ron Swaney, the rapper's friend and attorney, said that Eric Wright had learned of his medical condition 2 weeks prior and that he was listed in critical condition at the intensive care unit at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles. So he says, I'm not a religious, but wrong or right. That's me. Swaney said on his behalf. Swaney actually spoke for Easy E. This is interesting. Okay, this didn't come out his wow. He's saying this didn't come out his mouth, okay? I'm not saying this because I'm looking for a soft cushion. Whenever I'm heading, I'm just feel I got thousands of young fans who have to learn about what's real when it comes to AIDS. I have learned this in the last week that these things is real and it doesn't discriminate. In fact, everybody. But my thing is, Easy E did not say this with his own mouth. It was Sweeney. Okay, Sweeney was the attorney. Ron Sweeney. Thank you, ancestors. Okay. Now you know the attorneys they make money off of these rappers. Damn. And years before Wright's announcement, 2 other prominent African American males came forward with their HIV revelations. Okay, now I'm not gonna read all that, but let me go down to the people, because Jerry Heller, yes, it was Jerry Heller, but also Suge Knight. Okay, because they do talk about Suge Knight here. Okay, so just give me a minute. So there was certainly no compelling medical or physical necessary to go public with my medical condition. Okay. Wow, this is deep. Wow, wow, wow. So let me go back. I am angry that I was put in this position of having to lie if I wanted to protect my privacy. Okay, I'm going to go back. I'm sure everyone in this room has some personal matter he or she would like to keep private. Okay. I don't feel like he wanted this to come out, and I don't believe these were his words. These were not his words. Oh my gosh, these were the lawyer's words. Okay, the lawyer of the record label. You guys, I'm hearing the ringing in my damn ears. Oh, they keep cutting me in and out. Sorry about that. Wow. He was from California. Okay. Now it's interesting. Easy, okay, prior to Eazy's own admission, the West Coast rap world was being dominated by the push and pull between NWA and former home of Ruthless Records and the upstart label of Death Row. So Suge Knight was just getting started in the game. He's been in it, because I'm seeing he's been in it. That's what he's saying. He's been in it. But there was a push and pull between NWA. So he's showing me a push and pull. So there was disagreements, okay, which had been formerly, okay, so Ruthless Records and the upstart label of Death Row, okay, which had been formed by Suge Knight, who was imminent on launching Dr. Dre as the flagship artist, according to former NWA manager and Ruthless Records of co-founder of Jerry Heller. Knight got Dre out of his contract by threatening him. So Dre got out of the contract. This is deep, you guys. This is some deep stuff. When you go down this hole, and when they start speaking, they don't stop. Okay, they just keep on. Okay, and I'm trying to get it out here. Okay, so he's saying that those were not his words. He's saying he did not say those words. He was not going, and he's showing me. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is crazy. He is showing me he had a contract, but he couldn't get out this contract because of the way they were pushing this music out. Okay, wow, this is some deep. This is deep, deep, deep. Okay, so Dre got out of the contract, but Cube and Eazy-E didn't get out the contract. The only way Eazy-E got out was being. Now I'm seeing something. This is so interesting, you guys. Okay, so he's saying that was not his words. This was, because I was like, this was his last words. Okay, but his lawyer made that statement, so it was the lawyer's last words. It wasn't his last words. So who got Eazy's money? Okay, you guys, I don't know. This is interesting. Okay, wow. This happened decades ago. Okay, but they're coming forward. Oh, okay. I don't know. Wow. So I'm going to keep reading, okay? Wow. I think even more so now that Suge Knight he said this. This was, okay. When he said about this, he's showing me what I just stated, that the lawyer stated to everybody. That was not his words. Thank you, Eazy-E. That was not his words. Oh my gosh. Wow. His attorney's words, they were written by his attorney and other people. Okay. Wow. So I think even more so now that Suge Knight is an evil human being. Jerry Heller told the Murder Master Music Show, Easy said, "You know this guy Suge Knight." I said, "Yeah." He says, "Well, I'm going to kill him." Okay. He said this guy is going to be a problem. So Easy and Suge did not get along. Suge Knight did not get along, you guys. Woo. Okay. And okay, so Easy had to be, they had to take him out. Okay. Wow. Oh my God. This is deep. Damn. This guy is going to be a problem, and I think I should kill him. I said, let me think this thing through. He was upset when he said this, okay? I said, first of all, we're doing 10 million a month with 6 employees. We don't even have typewriter in the office, I said. We're the most successful startup record company in the history of the music business, and you want to kill this guy, I said? That doesn't just make sense. You know something. I should have let him kill him. I would have done a world a favor. So at that time, he was saying that Suge Knight was the evil man, okay? Now, you guys all know about Suge Knight. If you don't, Google Suge Knight, okay? Damn, this is deep. He also rode by himself and he was fearless. I think that he was going to go do it. I shouldn't have talked him out of it. Ruthless would probably still be around. Dr. Dre, Ice Cube would probably still be with Ruthless. So this is interesting. There was actually argument over this record label, okay, because they weren't getting the dues that $10 million, you guys, okay, and it has 6 employees. So basically, the lawyer and oh my God, this is deep. The record company was taking the money, okay? They weren't really getting nothing, okay? And this is why they were so angry, okay? Especially Eazy-E. He's saying he was angry, okay? Dr. Dre and Ice Cube, but Ice Cube got out of this, okay? Wow, this is deep. So they were with the record label called Ruthless, okay, and would have been an empire. So he showed me that the way it was handled. So let me keep on. In 1992, Ruthless Records sued Death Row for racketeering. You guys, this is they had racketeering charges. Oh my gosh, I'm sweating. He passed Eazy-E passed I think 1995. Mary, he was a rapper, okay? Was it 95 that he passed? We're about to get there, okay? So there was an argument. There was racketeering going on, okay? So this was a real lawsuit. So if you look this up in the California, this was a lawsuit between Ruthless Records, because in 1992, Ruthless Records sued Death Row for racketeering, although the suit was dismissed in 1993. So this whole case was dismissed. However, following Dr. Dre's departure, so Dr. Dre departed Ruthless Records, continued to profit off of him. So even though Dr. Dre left this contract, because he got out this contract, they still profit off of Dr. Dre. Okay, according to the Los Angeles Times. Okay, the firm received about $1 million in annual royalty payments from Young and Property Records, which is 1990 acquired the rights to NWA's early albums. Okay, so there was a lot of people in here. Look at this, you guys. There was a lot of people taking money. Okay, so honestly, Dre, Cube, and Eazy-E were not getting their share. Okay, the record labels were taking the money, and the lawyers were taking the money. Basically, that's what happened. Okay, and that's a lot of money. Okay, even for back then, that was a lot of money. Okay, damn, this is deep. This is why he was so angry. While in critical condition at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center, he and his longtime girlfriend, Tamika Woods, who was pregnant with their second, and I'm seeing a boy, okay? There's a boy here, okay? An immediate family, okay? Now, what I'm seeing, I'm not going to keep reading on, but I do see a boy, and I see a couple children here, okay? But I especially see a boy, okay? Um, and I think this boy is in, I don't, it doesn't say, but I feel like a boy is in the industry, okay? He didn't know his father. He's just what he's shown me. He's shown me a son, okay? But he's shown me there's other children, but he's basically shown me this his son. He did not want the same life for his son that he had. Wow, this is profound, okay? He wanted better for his son. Oh my gosh. And his son is actually in the rap industry, okay? So if his son is watching this video, he does not want you in this industry. He wants you out. Ashe, ashe. Amen, amen. Oh my gosh, okay? Wow. Okay? So he doesn't want his son in this world, in this industry, okay? And I was also being shown Pac, okay? Because you understand, all these people during this time came up. Pac, Dre, Ice Cube, you know, a lot of good talent. These guys had talent, you know, because you have the West Coast rappers, you have the East Coast rappers. You know, I grew up with a lot of the East Coast rappers, and I listen. Trying to think, did I ever really listen to West Coast rap? Once I understood music was frequency, because even times when I would hear the music, like I felt drained. Okay, this is interesting. When you listen to certain rap music, you feel energetically drained. Okay, you guys comment below if any of you guys ever listen to certain rap. Do you feel energetically drained? Because that's what I was feeling. Now I listen to a lot of East Coast rap. Okay, because I grew up in the East Coast. Okay, Biggie, Nas, Wu-Tang. But it's interesting the way the rap music was, because they were telling a story of their life and their environment that they were growing up in. Okay? And then it's like these record producers, these people that don't even have nothing to do with music. This is what he's showing me, a sheet of freaking music, okay? He keeps saying that has nothing to do with music, was pushing the agenda, okay, to get to the minds of these youths, of the subconscious, unconscious, and conscious, okay? Because he's showing me notes, like music notes, okay? And they knew that they could manipulate sounds, frequency, okay, to dim you energetically. Oh my God, okay? Yeshua is giving true discernment, and Eazy-E is showing me music notes, okay? I'm seeing music notes, okay? A whole bunch of music notes, okay? I'm trying to decipher this music notes, okay? So he's showing me this, okay? So I'm feeling like, you guys just heard that? So they were pushing this music out, pushing it, and they knew energetically, subconsciously, consciously, and unconsciously that this music would dim the youth. Because, oh my gosh. So he showed me the music notes. So you gotta understand, a lot of these people come in this industry with true talent. Okay, true talent. They can sing, they can dance, they can do all that. This is what he's showing me, okay? But they don't own the copyrights to their music. And they some of them can't even put out the music that they want to put out. They have to put out the music that these record labels take them under. It's kind of like a pimp mentality. Not just pimp, but I'm trying to see how I can word this. Like gangsters, mobster mentality, okay? They have this money, so they take these people under their wings. They see the talent that they have, and they exploit them, okay? Exploit them for their talent, but they have no rights, Yes, pulling the puppet strings. So they have no rights to even the physical. The gatekeepers keep the money to the physical. Okay? Oh my goodness. So they know they can manipulate them like puppets. A prison, yes, and even to the prison. See, you guys gotta understand. This is so deep that I can go so deep with you guys into this. Yes, even with the prison population. If you're in prison and you listen to this music, stop listening to this music. Stop it. Did you just hear that? My phone just went off. Okay? Stop listening to the music. If you're in prison, start reading. Okay? Start reading and start praying. Okay? You guys got to understand something. When you want the wisdom, you have to seek the wisdom. Okay? And yes, it's not just a cult. You guys got to understand something. Fear is not something that Yeshua put on us, okay? Fear is the establishment, okay? Once you stop a fear, even yourself is fear, okay? You can have fear within yourself, okay? Once you raise, okay, fear is also passed down from generation to generation, okay? So fear is actually the subconscious, the conscious, and the unconscious mind, okay? Our mind, it's our mind, okay? And it's also lives that we have had previously that when we come into this lifetime, we bring with us that fear, okay? So say I had a fear, my past life, I was run over by a car, and I'm scared to drive a car because my past life, no, say my past life, I got in a car accident and I exited out. So maybe this lifetime when I come in, I'm scared to drive a car. Okay? That's the fear from the past life. Okay? And also, okay, generational. Okay? Generational fear. Okay? What your grandparents, great grandparents have taught you. That's ancestral fear. Okay? Be careful to do this. Be careful to do that. Okay? That's a part of fear too. It's embodied. It's instilled in us. Okay? So once we learn that, okay, that fear is something that you can actually not have if you choose not to have fear. Okay? Okay? Fear of anything. Fear of any kind of attachments. You are truly in your power. Okay? Truly in your power. Because we're not supposed to fear nothing. We're not even supposed to fear death. Okay? We're supposed to celebrate it. Yes. There's a lot of cultures that celebrate death after somebody crosses, okay? Because they're going to a different realm, okay? And they're not, in the physical sense, they're dead, but in the spiritual sense, they're not. They're still around. They're always around, okay? So if you're in prison and you're watching my video, stop listening to certain kind of music because it's dimming the frequency, okay? And they know this, okay? This is why the prison system is set up for failure. Okay, yes, the prison system is set up for failure. Now, some people become addicts, wind up in the prison system. Some people have mental health issues, wind up in the prison system. Okay, the prison system is not going to set you free. The prison system is not going to set you free. It's set up for you to fail. Okay, there's people that are in the prison that have some severe mental health issues that need to be in a mental health place to get mental health help, okay? Because they have mental health issues that was never addressed. And in some cultures, people don't talk about mental health because there's a stigma connected with mental health. It's a sign of weakness. But honestly, it's a sign of strength. When you can speak about your weaknesses, that is truly strength. Or what you've been through, but do not let that define you. Okay? A lot of people are letting those things that happen define you. Don't let what happened to you define you. Okay? That's that fear, that cloud over you. Okay? That fear, like, this is me. This is my life. No, that's not your life. Okay? Damn. Fear is used to manipulate and control. A lot of people use fear to manipulate and control. These could be people in your life. This is an establishment. This is they use this to manipulate. Okay? This could be a mother, this could be a sister, this could be a father, this could be a cousin, this could be anybody. This could be a school, this could be your job. Okay? Fear is manipulation. Okay? Fear is used to manipulate and control. The ultimate goal of fear is control. Okay? So once you take that fear away, you take the control away. They have no control once they take the fear away. Okay? So that is when you're truly free, is when you take the fear away. Okay? So if you're watching my channel, ashe, ashe, amen, amen, take the fear away. If you're struggling, take the fear away. Okay? Because that is truly when you're free. When you have no fear. Okay? You are truly free. Fear is a manipulation. Nothing of this realm should be fear. When you are truly free from fear, you are truly free. Okay? 440. 44. Somebody I can speak to is 44. Okay? Or 44. Okay? So you are truly free mentally, consciously, subconsciously, unconsciously, when you take out the fear. Okay? You are truly free. Now, some people are in jail. They should be in jail. They should be underneath the jail. Okay? But that's not for me. That's for Yeshua. Because one day they will meet that person that they're calling that doesn't exist. Okay? We have that Christ conscience because we can connect with that Christ conscience. Okay? We can connect straight to source with that Christ conscience. Okay? And a lot of these people out here being fooled. Okay? You can be easily manipulated and very fooled out here. Okay? Fooled. You can be the fool. Okay? So you have to start seeking the truth. The truth is you. Your truth. Okay? Your truth. All right? Because you can be fooled out here and deceived by a lot of shit. Okay? Sorry for cussing. But speaking your truth. Living your truth. Okay? And it's strength. If you can acknowledge your weaknesses, that is truly strength. Because we're all not perfect out here. We all have flaws. And if you're struggling with mental health, because a lot of people are struggling with mental health, and they're put in these prison systems that they don't get the help that they should get. Okay? Because what's the underlining of mental health? There's a lot of things underlining mental health. And the other thing is, what is normal? Okay, I'm tired of people saying normal. And everybody has their own perspective or perspective or perception. Perspective, thank you. Perspective of normal. Okay? Your normal can be different from my normal. Okay? So everybody's normal is different. Okay? So to truly be free is to let go of fear. Okay? Fear. Okay? And to acknowledge your weaknesses. Because we all have weaknesses. And when you acknowledge your weaknesses, you become stronger because you know this is your weaknesses. You have weaknesses and you have strengths. Everybody has weaknesses and strengths. Okay? So you have to acknowledge, okay, I'm not good in this. Okay? So maybe I need to try this. Okay? But don't have fear about it. Okay? That's the manipulation, the fear. Like, you can't have this job, you can't have this house, you can't have that car. That's bullshit. Okay? So mental health issue. There's people in jail that truly have mental health issue. Okay. And then we got to ask ourselves, now I don't want to go on because I've been on here for an hour. I could do another video on mental health. Okay. Because everybody at some point in their life has everybody in life had some point in their life of depression. Okay. Some point in their life. Okay. And how they dealt with it is how they lift themselves up out of it. Okay. They didn't stay in that stagnant energy. Okay. Stagnant. Okay. Mental health is very interesting and it's very complex. Because what is normal? Okay, they have these IQ tests, they have these all kinds of things saying what is the norm. Okay, but your norm could be different from somebody else's normal. Okay, I can tell you stories, but I'm not going to go on with a whole bunch of stories. But I'm getting ready to end this. But anybody that speaks the truth is a threat. Okay, anybody that speaks the truth is a threat. Okay, especially if they have a platform. Okay, is a threat. Okay. Now it's interesting when we talk about caught, because anything can be a caught. Okay, anything, Mary. And this is what's happening with our youth out here. Okay, I see a lot of people that are talking about gods and God and goddess, and I mean, you have to walk in your power. You have to walk in your authority. You have to know your truth, right? But be careful who you're bowing down to. Okay, be mindful of that. Okay, because you can be easily deceived out here and manipulated. I had a friend, and I kept having dreams about this one friend, right? And he asked me, and this was interesting. He asked me this out of everybody I know, okay, childhood friend. He asked me this. He said, "How do you know who you're speaking to?" Because I said that his father was coming through and his uncle was coming through. Okay. Now, he said, "How do you know?" And then I said certain things, and he knew it was his uncle and his father, but especially his uncle. But they wanted me to relay a message to him, okay? So he asked me, how did I know? And how I told him how I knew was because I know my spiritual team. Because the thing is, if it's something dark or negative, it's not coming from a higher place, okay? It's not coming from that Christ conscience that we have with Yeshua himself. That Christ conscience, we connect to source, okay? It's none of that will ever be dark, okay? It will always be light. Light as a feather, okay? Yes, discernment is very crucial at this time. Discernment is so crucial, you guys. Oh my goodness. I can't even say how crucial it is. Discernment is really crucial at this time. Okay? Very crucial at this time. The reason why I say discernment, this is what he was saying to me. And I remember when I started my channel, I asked my spiritual team, because we all have spiritual teams. Our spiritual teams are angels, our ancestors, and Yeshua. Okay. Now, I remember when I started this channel, I didn't know, I started this channel to help people. Okay. This is why I started to raise the conscious and the subconscious and the unconscious mind of people. Okay. I had no ill intentions. Okay. And it was crazy that I was receiving it. It was like, I see who's sending me the evil intentions. But even when I was seeing it, I still kept on, okay? Because I know at the end of the day what I'm supposed to be doing. And this is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing, okay? All right? So these are times where we will be deceived. And we have to know who we're hearing from. And we have a lot of people out here that read, and the thing is, they have to be very careful, because once you open that entryway, Okay. You got to be careful that entry might not be that exit that you might think you might be going through. Okay. Once you open up to certain kind of things, you got to know you have to ask for certain kind of protection. Okay. And I mean by calling on Yeshua. Okay. Because a lot of things too are spiritual. Okay. But this younger generation is like, it's kind of scary. Okay. Why I say it's scary is because of a lot of things that they're pushing, the agenda, like the transgender gender. It's not about transgender. Okay. It's about pedophilia. Okay. So this is why you gotta have true discernment and ask him to give you true discernment, because he will. Like Solomon, he gave Solomon true discernment. Okay, go back to the story where there was two mothers. Okay, two mothers. Could you imagine this? Two mothers in front of you. Okay, with one son. Let's say a son, and both of these women are claiming this son to be theirs. Okay, and Solomon had the discernment. Mary, what you're talking about, is really crucial. Okay, so he said, okay, we're going to split this child in half. Imagine two women with a son, and they bring the son before Solomon. Okay. Okay. Solomon could have been, at that time, he was known for his wisdom. Okay. So to test the spirit, okay, because one was not the mother of the son. Okay. So he said, we're going to split this child in half. And the real mother came forward and said, no, she can have my son. And that's how he knew who the real mother was. That's why you have to be real careful with discernment out here, or who you're hearing from. Because the lower beings can, you just have to be mindful, okay? You have angels that are assigned to you. You have ancestors that walk with you. They never go, okay? They haven't crossed over, but they're still here, okay? And a lot of people don't understand that, okay? And the Africans truly understood this way, okay? And the natives too. They truly understood this way, because they talked to their ancestors, okay? But they would call this wicked and evil, okay? I remember, I'll tell you a story, and I'm going to end this live. I remember I had an aunt, right? And I never liked this one aunt, right? And my other aunt used to say, oh, I'm going to take you. Oh, she used to always say, I call her my titi on my dad's side. She said, oh, that witch. She would always call her that witch, right? And when I was growing up, I would see things, hear things, and my dad even asked me for lottery numbers, you guys. He won only 2 times, okay? So don't ask me for no lottery numbers, because I don't know them, okay? We're all tapped in. We all have psychic abilities. We all have that intuition. We all have that true discernment, okay? But you have to ask to be shown the truth, okay? And you say, Yeshua, show me the truth. Anything that is in front of me, anything that I'm hearing, okay? Hearing, seeing that is not true, take it away, okay? Schizophrenia. Those people are hearing and seeing things from the other realms, okay? Some of them are really hearing what, from higher beings, and then some are hearing from lower beings, okay? So you have to be careful, okay? And sometimes it can really mess up your damn head, okay? If you're not grounded, okay, spiritually, okay? It can mess with you. So a lot of these younger generation need to get really grounded, because these are the times where you need to know true discernment, okay? You need to know the truth, okay? for you, your children, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren, and so on, so on, so on, okay? This earth recycles itself. It comes and goes, okay? But to elevate your conscious, your subconscious, and your unconscious is by learning the truth, okay? The only thing that Solomon asked for was to know the truth. And he asked and he got the truth, okay? He got that. And we all have that intuition, okay? We all have it. And we all have those senses, okay? So we have to use those senses too, okay? And a lot of people, I noticed they call themselves, well, anyways, my aunt, the one they used to call, my dad was born in the country part of this island. And my one aunt, I never liked her, you guys. Never, ever. I'm not going to say her name because I don't know if she's watching. But my one titi will always say, "You're welcome, Herbert." My one titi used to take me to her house, and I used to be like, "Don't take me to her house," because she would always say that, "Damn, that witch." You know how the old people used to say, or because my aunt's probably my favorite aunt, because my other favorite aunt on my mother's side, she crossed. She's like 60. She's hitting 60, or she is 60. And she used to be like, that witch. Like, because my grandma, my great-grandma, they were all medicine women. Like, they used plants to, help people. And, but I didn't like that aunt, okay? And my favorite aunt on my dad's side didn't like that aunt, okay? So, and I think it was because of, she was always so quiet. Like, you ever meet them quiet people and you never know what they're thinking, and you know their intentions are not pure? She was that kind of person, okay? So that's why, okay? And I think they were like, that witch. And I used to be like, and then she used to offer me something to drink. I would never even drink. You guys, I wouldn't even eat from her house, okay? Eat or drink. Seriously. First thing she asked me, do you want something to drink? No. Do you want something to eat? No. I'm good. And my aunt too. Mom was like, don't eat her food. Don't drink her drinks. And this was family, okay? Family. But they knew how to use plants. But that's the story. So I'm ending this, you guys. So Ice Cube came out. He made that statement. And what's happening now is a lot of us are learning the truth about a lot of stuff, okay? And we're going to keep learning the truth about things, okay? So what we do with that, the truth and the knowledge that we take with us will help us going forward in this life. There's a quote I love. It's one of my favorite quotes. It was by Bob Marley. Bob Marley, you guys, oh my goodness. When I pull his energy, oh my goodness. When I started my videos, I remember my mom used to play Bob Marley all the time. Even the frequency of his music was so elevating. Like, I felt when I listened to his music, every time I play his music, I feel, I don't know what kind of hertz his music's on, okay, because I'm not a magician, because I'm seeing like music notes here. But his music was like, it took me like I was out of body to higher elevations, higher frequency. And he knew this, okay? He knew this. And I remember I did one of my first videos, and his photo was going in and out like he was actually there with me that day, okay? Yeah, Bob Marley. Could you imagine? I wish I would have met him. He was truly a truth teller, okay? Not just a truth teller, a truth seeker. And he talked about, he said, make this life your heaven, okay? Make this life your heaven. But there's something else he said about politicians. He said, or the establishment, he said, because they asked him a question about even money. He said, He was so wise, man. He said, you think money's wealth? They asked him, oh, you're rich. They said, Bob, you're rich, you're rich. He said, rich? You think my riches is money? No, my riches is life. That's what he said. My riches is life. It's not money. It's life. That prana that we breathe every day, and what we do with that prana and that life that we breathe, and what we leave behind, okay, as teachers or as students, okay. And also he said, and they were talking about politicians, because there was, at that time in Jamaica, they tried to take his life a lot of times, okay. And they finally did, okay. It was a CIA agent that took his life, okay. Took his life. They injected some kind of poison into his soccer shoes, okay. And you know what's so crazy? He came in as a reporter. He said he wanted to follow Bob Marley in his life. And Bob Marley gave him nothing but love. Showed this man true love. He let him in his home, okay? Ate with him, okay? He sat with him. He ate with him. He spoke with him. He entrusted him, okay? And he was an undercover CIA agent, okay? And he said, here, Bob, here's a pair of soccer shoes, okay? Because he knew he loved soccer. So he found out, they studied him. There was a file on him, okay? Yeah, it's sad. And there's a file on him. And it started with his foot. He got an infection in his foot because he was showing me his foot. And the infection, he didn't get, his body didn't get the infection. It was whatever they put in that soccer shoes, okay, that pierced him, okay? That's how he got the infection, okay? And he said something that, he said so many things that were profound, but he said another thing that was profound. He said, they were talking about politics, and at that time there was two rival politics running in the island of Jamaica. And they wanted him to do it. He was going to do a concert. Now, mind you, the night before the concert, they invaded his home. They tried to take his life, because if he didn't care about politics, okay? He was against politics. He didn't want nothing to do with politics. He was here to raise the conscious, unconscious, and subconscious of us as collectives. And the one politician asked him if he could say, he's a part of his party. And Bob said, no, I'm not dabbling in politics. Okay. That's not what I do. And he said this, I remember this one interview, I think it was in the 70s or 80s. He said, cause I was young, and he said, the reporter says to him, what do you think about politicians? Okay. And he was smart. Okay. He said, why would one man want to control another man? Why would one man want to control another man? It was the most powerful thing I've heard. Okay. He said many powerful things, but that's one of them. Why would one individual want to control one man or a group of people? Why? Okay. The gatekeepers. That's why. Money, greed. Okay. That's why. Okay. It's not about me being this person and this person. Don't get me wrong. Now, there might be very few out there that have good intentions. Ma'at was Egyptian. Okay. Ma'at was like somebody believed in principles. Okay. Principles, justice, balance, all that stuff, and the truth. Okay. And it's interesting because it's hard to find people out there that are really for the people. Because if you're really for the people, they're taking money from big donors. I mean, and they're making money. Okay. So if they're really for the people, they wouldn't take the people's money. Okay. If they're really for the people. Okay. Because they would live off the money they already have. because the money they already have is sustainable. Okay, so there's always agenda. Okay, and it would be nice if we had some true people out here with with true hearts, that heart of a feather, light as a feather, that true heart. But we don't have that. I mean, if we do have that, I'm very shocked. Okay, because if we see their, and that's another thing. I did a video. Y'all can go back on that. If it wasn't for us, these people wouldn't be in office. Do you know what I mean? So we're paying taxes on water. Water, you guys. Water. That's something that should be free. Okay? Water. So if you don't have money to go buy water, you don't have water. And you know, water, you need to be drinking water. You get dehydrated. It's been in the hundreds out here. Okay? 555. So I don't really like to talk about politics, but I'm just saying, if you're a true politician out here, you're watching my video, and you really want to help people, don't take the money. Because you can live off the money you're already, because people say, oh, how are they supposed to live? They have money. Okay, to sit on their chair, they're getting paid. Okay? So they have money, but they want more money. When you chase money, you are not living. You are truly not living. Okay? Truly not living. When you chase happiness, you are truly living. Happiness. Your own happiness, you are truly living. Okay? To wake up every day and just content in your space. You know. And you notice the poorest people are the most happiest people. The most people I've come around that were the most happiest were the most poorest people. Seriously. The people that had the most riches were the most miserable people that I've came across. They don't even speak to you. Okay? They don't even look you in the eyes. Okay? Because they think that they have money, you're beneath them. And they believe this bull crap out here. Okay? So your riches is in your happiness. That's the riches, to be happy. Whatever makes you happy, that's your riches. Okay, just saying. But you guys, I've been on here for a very long time. I need to get off. I'm sending you guys nothing but pure love and pure light. Thank you guys for joining me. Bob was a Messiah seed. I don't know who Bob is. There's so much going on, you guys. To be honest, I can't keep up with it. And to be honest, I really don't want to keep up with it. I just want to talk about things where I can help people. Because to elevate their conscience, their subconscious, and consciousness, okay? I don't really want to talk about, and that's what I'm going to start doing too in my lives. Like uplifting, positive things, okay? But I'm also bringing awareness, because awareness starts with awareness. Because if you're not aware of something, you don't know, okay? And if you don't know, you just don't know, okay? Or if you were never told or never taught, okay, you just don't know, okay? So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to raise our conscious, raise our subconscious, raise our conscious, and we have to ask these questions, okay? So we know the truth, okay? And seek the truth out. Because the truth will find you when you seek it out, okay? Sometimes it may be an ugly truth, but it's the truth, okay? All right, you guys? All right, thank you guys for joining me. Positive Journey, the guy, Mary, Herbert, the guy, TM. Thank you guys for all joining me. Rebecca, happy birthday. Well, happy born day. I don't know why they say happy birthday. Happy born day. Because it's the day you came into this dimension, this world. So I say happy born day. Um, celebrate life. Celebrate life. You know, it's I'm telling you, the poorest people are the most happiest people. But and two, another thing is a lot of people are in survival mode right now. But find your happiness. Whatever your happiness is your happiness, okay? Is yours, okay? So find that, okay? If you like to garden, garden. If you like to go for a walk, take a walk. If you like to read a book, read a book. But find your happiness, because your happiness is only your happiness, okay? But you have to get real with yourself, um, and acknowledge your fears, um, and your weaknesses, because that's what truly gives you strength. All right, you guys. All right, I'm ending this live. I am sending you guys light and love. Light and love, my beautiful souls. True light and true love. Ashe, ashe. That means amen, amen. All right, you guys. Bye. What you doing?